GM, guys, I'm live from the rooftop. Check this out. Blue sky. Crazy. It's been like a whole ass week of blue sky. Anyway, I just thought you might want to lose some fat before Christmas because I know very well that you have planned to eat a whole lot of bullshit for Christmas and a whole lot of bullshit for New Year's. And you already feel guilty about this. You already feel bad about having to be fat. You just know it, right? So, the reason I made this video is because I want to give you a little rundown of what you can do to lose weight before Christmas without doing too much effort. Actually, without having any food restrictions. I'm going to give you a little framework to apply for the next 4 weeks so that you can, on the day of Christmas, actually you'll have lost weight. So then you'll be able to enjoy Christmas and enjoy life. You know, my philosophy about food is that you should enjoy it while you're alive because you might die tomorrow. Some people that you love very much might be dead tomorrow. And if they didn't enjoy today, you know, if your last day is full of frustration, did you live a good life? You know, maybe you do want to fucking enjoy life while you can. So that's what I'm doing here. I know very well that you're going to enjoy the fuck out of Christmas, as you should. And the New Year as well, maybe. I just don't want you to get drunk as fuck, all right? Don't waste your life with alcohol and don't destroy your body, don't destroy your neurons. But you can have fun with the tasty food, you know? Anyway, let's jump into the video. So guys, here it is. What I want you to do is actually pretty fucking easy. It's actually unbelievable that people don't know about it, but you know, nutrition has been made so fucking misunderstood, so alienated by people, and they've tried to hide it behind diplomas of fucking nutritionists and doctors who are fat and addicted to bread, right? Nutrition shouldn't be taught to you by people that have any sugar addiction. Otherwise, they don't fucking know what they're talking about. And if they do, they need to have lived the experience of actually having transformed their own body to prove that they can go beyond addiction. In nutrition, you have to take into account addiction. You can't just say food is food and you should just eat this food without taking into account the fact that everyone gets addicted to sugar, right? So what I want you to look at here, I made a little list of things you want to do, 4 fucking things. It's not fucking complicated. Let me explain to them. One by one, I'm going to give you a little explanation. So first I want you to cut breakfast, because what breakfast does is it just adds a third meal. So it means that every 4 hours you're going to have a meal, basically. Breakfast, 4 hours later, lunch, 4 hours later, maybe an afternoon snack, 4 hours later, dinner. And if you do this, what's happening in your body, you are always in storing mode. What you do, your body, as soon as you put sugar in your body, sugar in all its forms, right? It can be bread, pasta, rice, anything. Anytime you put any slow or fast sugar in your system enters storing mode. So anything that you put in it is going to put you into rest mode, because storing mode, what it means is that you're going to stop being active. You're going to be lazy to start transforming the food in your stomach into energy. And this process takes energy, which is what makes people lazy. So breakfast makes you lazy. That's what it does. And so technically, what does making you lazy mean, right? Sugar inflames your liver. That's something that nobody fucking knows about, nobody mentions. Everyone says inflammation, right? Sugar causes inflammation, but what does it actually do? What does it mean? Inflammation means your liver is not able to process it. You know, your liver has one function, which is to feed your brain with glucose, with sugar. And so there's a storage of glucose in your liver, but also in your muscles, right? And when you keep having meals and meals and meals, what happens is your liver is going to dump its reserve of sugar to average out your blood sugar levels, because your insulin is going to go up and down, right? If you keep having meals all over the fucking day, your liver is going to try to regulate your blood sugar level by dumping its own sugar, which, you know, as I said, liver feeds your brain, which is very important, in glucose. So if your liver dumps its sugar to regulate your body, your brain has nothing to feed on, which is what gives you brain fog, which is what makes you lazy. So your liver not being able to do its job is going to cause everything else to go wrong, right? So that's the first thing. You don't want to have sugars all the time in your system because you don't allow your system to be in any other state than storing mode. You're going to be storing food all the time, and you don't want that to happen all the time. You want to have a very long period of not having food in your system, which is something that you do by fasting. You don't eat for breakfast, it's going to end up all of a sudden that your last meal was like, let's say 8 p.m. and then your first meal is at 12. All of a sudden, it's 16 hours of not eating, right? You went from eating every 4 hours to you just got 16 hours of not eating, which allows you to enter ketosis, which is the next step. Ketosis is the state where you actually burn fat, and you burn your deep visceral fat, deep brown fat cells that actually is the most efficient source of energy. Sugar is not an efficient source of energy, guys. So what happens in ketosis is that you use all the fat that you've been storing for your whole life, right? And so for the first time, you're going to actually burn fat, which is going to actually be a fast process. Because if you're not used to it, your first, how can I say it? First furnace burning of fat is actually going to be a very big one. So by entering ketosis, that's what's going to happen after like 14, 15, 16 hours without food in your system. And the longer you stay without food in your system, the longer you'll be in ketosis. So the more exponential fat burn you will have. So by not eating breakfast, you're entering the state of ketosis, which is the state that animals are in when they're hunting. A tiger, when he's hunting, is because he's fucking hungry, hasn't eaten in a day, maybe 2 days, and now he's burning his last fat brown cells remaining inside of him as the most efficient source of energy to hunt. You understand this? So all of a sudden, you have no energy from food. Oh no, I need sugar in my system. That's what normies say. They say, I need sugar in my system. And now, the tiger that doesn't have any food at all is using his deep brown fat cells as the most efficient source of energy to hunt for the last food before he fucking dies, right? So trust me, you have reserves in your system. If you had zero fat on your body, you could tell me, oh my God, I need sugar. Except, do you have zero fat on your body? Be completely honest with me. Professional bodybuilders that are Mr. Olympia have like 2-3% body fat. So you're not with zero fat. They even have fucking fat at their level. You always have fat. You're always able to do this, to enter ketosis, to burn your last fat. And anyway, by doing that, by being fasted and entering ketosis, as I said, you're going to keep your insulin low for the morning. Instead of having your insulin spike every time you eat sugar by having too many meals, removing this first meal and having a 16-hour window of not having food means your insulin is going to be low for a long time, which is going to allow you to actually burn fat. All right? Because as soon as you get an insulin spike from any form of sugar, you stop burning fat. Insulin stops you from burning fat. All right? Very important. Next, you want to walk everywhere. Like by walking everywhere, I want you to do 10,000 steps a day. And so by walking everywhere, what does it fucking mean? It means you're going to work, right? Walk to work. Is it not possible? All right, then park your car 30 minutes away from your house so that you have to walk for 30 minutes. Or at least like when you go to work, park 30 minutes away from work. You know, it's very easy to do. You have the will, you have the free will, right? You can do it if you wanted to, you could. But you think, I can't because it's inconvenient, blah, blah, blah. This is the next point, inconvenience. I don't give a fuck. You're able to do it. You can do it if you really wanted to. If it was a question of money, you would do it. And it's about your body. It's actually more important than money. But so fucking do it and don't waste my time. And so what walking also is going to do, another very important thing, is that it's going to wake you up naturally. Very interesting, isn't it? Because instead of waking up and looking at your phone from social media, this bullshit, social media, every time you see a notification, a message, a post that's entertaining and you scroll, every new post is a spike of cortisol, a spike of stress. And stress doesn't have to be bad, right? It doesn't mean that you feel like, oh my God, oh no, and you post, oh, and you're scared. It doesn't mean this. It means that you are looking for something. You're curious. You want to see the post. And every time you look at one, it's going to raise your stress hormone. But the thing is, your body doesn't know the difference between a positive stress or negative stress. It's just going to stress you out, which means you're going to have a bad day and bad sleep, and you're not going to manage to go to sleep tonight because you're also going to have a screen, and you're going to have blue lights in your eyes while it's the night, and you're going to wake yourself up with the synthetic light from your phone. So there's nothing natural about your circadian rhythm. What if you just wake up directly and go outside, do 10,000 steps a day straight away first thing in the morning? You're going to wake up naturally without screens, right? You can put an alarm if you have to for work, but then you go outside and you wake yourself up by walking outside. And it's winter. It's pretty fucking cold, right? And it's also within your free will. I know it's cold, so what? You're able to do it, just fucking do it, right? Try it for a month. It's the first time of your life that someone actually tells you to try something. Try it and see what it fucking does to your life. It's going to change it completely. Now, wake up straight. If you have an alarm, it's fine. Go straight to outside and fucking do at least 30 minutes of walking if you don't have time to do more. But really, 10,000 steps is 1 hour, 15 minutes of walking. You have time to do it. If you actually stop watching social media for 2 hours in the evening, you could actually go out in the morning to walk for 1 hour, you know? And you could even scroll social media while you're walking outside in the morning, right? If you really wanted to be an addict. So there's no excuse here. You just have to fucking do it, right? 10,000 steps a day minimum, and it's going to cause a natural awakening, which is going to not wake you up by a cortisol spike as social media would. It's going to wake you up naturally. You're going to feel much better, have much less stress overall, and you're going to go to sleep easily tonight, right? Your circadian rhythm is going to be completely fixed, and better sleep is going to mean you're going to lose weight only from sleeping better, first of all, but your whole life is going to get better from better sleep, right? And what it does is also it's light cardio. Light cardio which is going to allow you to burn some fucking fat. Now, because you're in ketosis, right, you haven't eaten in 16 hours, walking 10,000 steps during ketosis is going to burn so much fucking fat. This is the secret that you have to fucking do every day, if you like. Ketosis plus walking while in ketosis will burn all your fucking fat reserve. I actually expect not many people to be watching this exact point of the video, which is why I'm saying it now. If you're watching it at this point, or if you've been watching from the beginning, you're still listening, this is the secret. Be in ketosis and do 10,000 steps while you're walking, and while you're in ketosis, and you will burn all your fucking fat. That's the first thing. That's just one thing. Then, accept difficulty. As I said earlier, it's going to be winter, it's going to be fucking tough, right? Winter, the normies will tell you, oh, it's the cuddle season. Oh, it's Netflix and chill season. We have to do nothing. It's the nothing season. Which is why I think winter is the easiest time to lock in, because you will have no distractions. You'll be alone by yourself doing everything you want. Nobody's going to judge you because everybody's going to be home doing nothing, being lazy, right? So it's your time to do whatever you want and not get judged by people, by close people, from your family or something. People won't want to go out because it's too cold, so they won't call you to go out, so you don't have to let them know what you're doing in the evening. You can actually wake up early to go walk outside and not sound like a weirdo. Very easy to lock in this frame of things. So you have to accept difficulty. People around you will tell you it's lazy season, it's cuddle season, maybe your girlfriend, especially girlfriends. Girlfriends will poison your mind with this. They're going to make you want to become a failure, and they're going to make you, they're going to try to convince you to become a person that they don't like. That's not how they're going to phrase it, but they're just going to poison you with comfort. As I said, comfort is slow death. As a man, you need to be progressing If you're not progressing, you're dying. I said this many times before. You should go back to watching my earlier videos. Comfort is slow death. Women will try to convince you to be deep in the comfort zone. And if you actually do it, then they're going to have the ick from you, right? The famous ick. It comes from you being a useless man, right? Being a man that isn't capable of doing active things and shit like this. Girlfriends are fucking poison. Anyway, if you find yourself a girlfriend that actually wants to lock in with you, that's the best thing that could happen to you. But I don't count on this. You're by yourself, and you're born by yourself, and you'll die by yourself, right? It's you only. Only you live your life from your brain, from your head, from your experience. So take care of your own fucking health. Don't listen to other people about your health. Fix your fucking health before anything else. And discomfort is progress. That's something that everyone knows, right? To get out of your comfort zone. But it's very important also in the Shaolin teachings. I love Shaolin teachings. But any sort of self-improvement or spirituality is going to tell you that progress is behind comfort. Progress is just outside of the comfort zone. Anything that feels difficult, anything that feels painful, anything that feels frustrating, anything that feels negative is teaching you to progress, to grow, to become a better fucking version of yourself. That's how it is, you know? I think about this example. Imagine two world champions of boxing, right? One, he became champion the first time just like this, right? Maybe he got lucky, you don't know. And the second, he failed for 9 years before succeeding the 10th year. Which one is actually better? It's the second one, because the second one has more experience. He has 10 years of boxing and 9 years of mistakes to learn from. While the first one, he could have just gotten fucking lucky. And if you put the one that just won first try in the scenarios that the second one has lived, he might very well lose as well, right? But he would never know because he has never experienced those life things, right? Those life scenarios. So the lesson is failing is necessary to become better. Failing is literally experience that you learn from. That's it. Failing is experience. That's all it is. There is no such thing as failure as long as you don't give up. As long as you don't give up, the success is just later, right? And yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to see difficulty and struggle and failing as progress. It's going to be winter, it's going to be cold, it's going to fucking hurt. But it's the season to progress. It's going to hurt, which means it's going to make you progress, which means you're going to be so much ahead of everyone else at the beginning of the year, right? Because they've all been fucking sleeping. Next, eat 5 eggs a day. This is a trick that I advise you do in the first meal of the day so that it's still 0 sugar, right? You've been in ketosis, you've been fasting. Because 5 eggs are going to fill up your stomach like crazy. So this is the only food requirement I'm going to tell you here. For the rest of the day, you can eat whatever you want. Just make sure you have like 3 hours of digestion before going to sleep. But if you eat 5 eggs for lunch, you will be so filled up with healthy food that you will not manage to get fat from anything else. So if you have a first meal of many eggs and you fast in the morning and you do 10,000 steps in the morning, you're going to burn so much fucking fat by the other fact that the eggs are not sugar, so your fast is going to keep going until you're done digesting the eggs and you've started transforming the fat from the eggs into sugar, which is another process that takes hours, which means your fast is extremely long, right? Anyway, that's it. If you do those 4 steps, you will lose 5 kilos by Christmas, depending on how fat you are. If you have like at least 15 kilos of fat to lose, you will lose 5 kilos from this. So that's it. That's the little lesson I wanted to teach you for Christmas. And I hope you've learned something from it. If you're looking for help or guidance for one-to-one coaching, I actually do this. I teach you this and much more on my one-to-one program, on which we have calls weekly, and we can see about your progress. I'm going to give you tasks every week to make sure that you progress in the right way. And I'm going to give you access to my school lessons, which I have like 20, 30 hours of content on it, which is going to teach you a fucking lot about health maxing. And if you're interested in it, you can book a call in the description, or just send me a DM on Instagram, tell me about your life a little, and we can arrange this. All right, thanks for watching. Press follow on the YouTube, press like, share to all the friends and family. And if you don't know me on Instagram, check me out. I'm a food content creator. I'm actually a chef. I've been in Michelin places. And then I decided I don't want to be fat. So I quit, and now I'm doing health maxing shit online, right? All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.